In the world of wildlife conservation, the illegal trade of endangered species is a constant battle. Poachers and traffickers seek to profit from the exploitation of these vulnerable creatures. However, in a shocking turn of events, a new kind of crime has emerged: cloning endangered animals for trophy hunting. This is the story of Jack Shubath, an 81-year-old man from Montana who found himself at the center of this controversy. Shubath's case has sent shockwaves through the conservation community, raising serious questions about the ethics of cloning and the lengths to which some individuals will go for a trophy. This case highlights the ongoing challenges faced by those working to protect endangered species and underscores the need for stricter regulations and enforcement. Shubath's actions have far-reaching consequences, impacting not only the animals involved, but also the integrity of wild populations and the delicate balance of ecosystems. Jack Shubath's crime involved the illegal cloning of Marco Polo sheep, the largest sheep species in the world. These magnificent animals, native to the high mountains of Central Asia, are prized by trophy hunters for their impressive horns. Shubath, driven by greed, saw an opportunity to capitalize on this demand. He illegally obtained tissue and genetic material from Marco Polo sheep, including the prized Montana Mountain King, and used it to create clones and hybrid sheep. He then sold these animals to captive hunting facilities where they would be killed for sport. Shubath's actions were not only unethical but also illegal, violating the Lacey Act, a federal law that prohibits the trafficking of wildlife. By creating hybrids, Shubath threatened the genetic integrity of wild Marco Polo sheep populations. The introduction of these altered genes into the wild could have devastating consequences, potentially weakening the species' ability to adapt and survive. His operation, spanning multiple states, involved a network of individuals who contributed to the illegal breeding and selling of these animals. On October 1st, 2024, Jack Shubath was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison for his crimes. The sentence, while seemingly lenient considering the gravity of his actions, sends a clear message that the exploitation of endangered species for profit will not be tolerated. In addition to prison time, Shubath was also ordered to pay a $20,000 fine and make a $4,000 payment to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Foundation. Furthermore, he is prohibited from breeding game stock during his 3-year probation period and must euthanize any remaining hybrid sheep with Marco Polo DNA. The sentencing, while providing some measure of justice, also highlights the complexities of dealing with wildlife crimes in the age of genetic engineering. The case has exposed loopholes in existing laws and regulations, prompting calls for stricter measures to prevent similar incidents from occurring in the future. This case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of protecting endangered species and holding those who exploit them accountable for their actions. Section 4. The ethics of cloning for hunting. Shubath's case has ignited a fierce debate about the ethics of cloning endangered species for trophy hunting. Proponents of trophy hunting argue that it can be a valuable conservation tool, providing funding for habitat preservation and anti-poaching efforts. However, cloning animals solely for the purpose of killing them raises serious ethical concerns. It reduces sentient beings to mere commodities, undermining the principles of animal welfare and conservation. The potential ecological consequences of releasing cloned animals into the wild are also a major concern. Unforeseen genetic interactions could have devastating and irreversible impacts on already vulnerable populations. Furthermore, the practice of cloning for hunting normalizes the commodification of wildlife, potentially fueling demand and exacerbating the illegal trade in endangered species. Section 5. The future of wildlife conservation. The case of Jack Shubath serves as a stark reminder of the challenges facing wildlife conservation in the 21st century. As technology advances, so too do the methods of exploitation. We must strengthen international cooperation and information sharing to combat the illegal wildlife trade effectively. This case highlights the need for comprehensive regulations and enforcement mechanisms that address the ethical and ecological implications of cloning and other genetic technologies. Public awareness and education are crucial in fostering a sense of responsibility towards wildlife and promoting sustainable practices that ensure the survival of these precious creatures for generations to come. It is our collective responsibility to protect endangered species and preserve the biodiversity of our planet.